Greetings, everybody! I am the Starving Martian, and it is time to go to Uranus and wipe out the Klingons. That's right, today we are looking at Uranus Strikes. Uranus Strikes. This is a 36 card trading card set from 1986, and it is a parody of Mars Attacks. It was created entirely by a single person by the name of Bob Ting. And Bob Ting must have been a huge Mars Attacks fan, because back in '86, all you really had, if you were a Mars Attacks collector, was the original card series. The comic books, not a thing yet. The movie, not even a twinkle in Tim Burton's eye. No further card sets, nothing. There was just the original. And so, yeah, Mr. Ting must have been a huge fan, because he created these 36 cards. He drew them himself. He wrote the backs of them. He self-published these things. There's only about 4,000 sets known to have existed that he created. And I don't know how many have survived to today, but I managed to get my hands on a complete 36 card set of Uranus Strikes. So we're going to be taking a look at that. Now, Bob Ting also created some promotional material. There was a notepad and a 3D poster, both of which I've seen on eBay. I don't own any of those, but they're out there for you Uranus Strikes completionists. Mr. Ting sadly seems to have passed away. I believe he died in 2006, around about there. But he had a successful career in computer arts and graphics and things like that. So good for you, Mr. Bob Ting. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, so this is card number 1. Let's see if we can't focus in a little better on it. There we go. Operation Flaming Coffin. So here we see a Uranus alien guy. Now what do you call the things that come out of Uranus? Well, it'll say on the back, so we'll get to that in a minute. But before we go through, let's determine exactly, let's take a look at card number 1 of the original Mars Attacks, put them kind of side by side here, so you could see how he was inspired using similar borders and formats. Even the backs of the cards, very similar. The font that is used, check out The Invasion Begins here, the font there. And the font on Operation Flaming Coffin. Next up cards in the corner. And the description block. So very, very nice job, Mr. Ting. So, so this is Operation Flaming Coffin. And you notice that the creatures from Uranus, who are called Uranians in the cards, they kind of look like evil seahorses, kind of. They got these brains that also look like coral or something, sea life growing out the top of their heads. They also have 4 arms. So he was pretty creative on the design of the aliens, which I do appreciate. They're not just Mars Attacks ripoffs. They're their own critter. So here we see Operation Flaming Coffin, the creatures from Uranus plotting the destruction of Earth, and one of them seems to have thrown a paper airplane, because of course he did. Card number 2 is entitled Lost in Space. Seems the creatures from Uranus had a device. Let's see, I forgot what it was called. See if you can read in the back there. Oh yes, the climatose bombs. They're supposed to make the atmosphere, the climate of Earth, perfect for Uranus. Unfortunately, they kind of sort of picked the wrong target and lopped all but one of their bombs at the moon. So, oops. So now they have to just go in and destroy everything on Earth the old-fashioned way. Here's card 3, Earth is alerted. And so here we have an astronaut out walking his dog. That's kind of hilarious. And you see a little space chimp and all them saucers flying down to Earth. The text on the back, by the way, is also quite hilarious. Unfortunately, we don't have time to go through the backs of all the cards, but we will be looking at a couple of them because there's some rather funny jokes. Well, lame jokes, but it's funny that they're there. There's some puzzles, some games. It's kind of cool. Card number 4 is Killing Spree. And so we get some of the patented death and destruction and guts and gore that the original Mars Attacks was known for. Card 5 is Earth Strikes Out. So yes, obviously a sports-themed one. And on the back, we have our first Yucks from Uranus. Yeah, stupid jokes. Stupid Uranus jokes. What's black and white and blue all over? A Uranian's hanky. There you go. Impress your friends. Nowhere to hide. These guys are trying to hide from the alien, but as you can tell, look at his face there. He's got his X-ray specs on. So of course he can see them. Brilliant. I love it. Ah. More Yucks from Uranus. What has 8 arms, 3 eyes, and half a nostril? Miss Uranus of 1962. Nice usage of 1962, by the way, the year that the original Mars Attacks cards debuted. Halloween Trick is up next. Pretty straightforward. Card number 8, Fatal Atmosphere. So there's a reason these guys are wearing them big domes, because one small puncture and that's it. They be gone. Our Earth air ain't too good for them. Oh, and hey, on the back is a fun little maze. The kid on the front, you could get him back home, but don't bump into the Uranusinians. Yeah, I know I didn't say that right. I'm going to keep calling them the things from Uranus. It's fun. Airwave Takeover. Alright. Oh hey, here's a puzzle for you. Which item is not proper Uranian attire? So, there's that. And Horror in Fantasyland. If we're scared of the aliens, what are they scared of? Guys in Mickey Mouse costumes. They are truly terrified. And you would think this might become a story point, but it really isn't. They kind of drop that after this card. But I kind of like it because at the on the back of the card, see if you can read any of that. But as it says, the Uranians had never seen such a large rodent. Then came the bizarre, foul, and grotesque dog creatures. Completely befuddled, the aliens retreated to their saucers and ended their siege. So Disneyland, quote-unquote Disneyland, is safe, but the rest of the world has to suffer. War souvenirs. So we see the Uranians grabbing what they can of Earth merchandise and skulls. It's got a copy of Weird Science over there, which is a nice little nod. And this looks suspiciously like a Martian to me. I don't know if you guys can make that out, but I think that's definitely a nod to where the series comes from. Attack by Sea. This seems oddly familiar. I can't quite place it. If you guys have any idea, let me know. Oh, War Souvenirs. I almost forgot the back of War Souvenirs. This is pretty cool. You can make your own alien action figure. Or paper doll, as the rest of the world calls them. On the back, by the way, of Attack at Sea, we got the first of our puzzle pieces. So we'll put that aside. Maybe we'll actually make that. We'll see how much time we have when we're done. And card number 13, Prize Captive. Prize Captive. This is one of, if not the only, card that's a direct ripoff or parody of an actual Mars Attacks card. And you can see the lady there is dressed identically, so he must really like this card. And everybody, let's face it, if you're a Mars Attacks fan, you love this card. But, yeah, so there's the two Prize Captives side by side. Next up is card 14, Traitors, showing that there are some Earthlings conspiring with our friends, the Uranians, because, you know, money and all. And apparently also because they think the aliens will help them catch moose and squirrel. There is no way that is not Boris and Natasha, and I love it. Card 15, Youths Fight Back. Little rock'em sock'em action there. With a fun fact. Uranians only wear tailored clothing because each of their arms measure a different length. So there's that going on. And I keep missing some of these card backs, but the back of Traders is worth pointing out. I don't know if you get... Let's see. There we go. We have to readjust. But yeah, you get a little comic strip, and you might remember this sort of thing from the old comic books. There'd be like an ad for this thing supposed to make you buff if you're a 90-pound weakling. But this shows how if an alien kicks sand in your face, it can destroy him using Mom's Compact and the Alien Prevention magazine. And you can pick up your free copy of Alien Prevention at your nearest public service center. So hey, if I ever find that, I am picking it up. That looks very, very, very useful. And we're going to end for today with card number 16, Fleeing the Fleas. So just like Mars Attacks, we have giant insects. And just like many incarnations of Mars Attacks, the giant insects don't quite work out. They feast on human and alien alike. So here's Fleeing the Fleas. And that's, let's see, oh, another piece of the puzzle. It's all coming together. So, so that's going to be it for today, but we will get back with yet another episode, whatever, of Uranus Strikes. So guys, let me know in the comments what you think of this. Let me know if you've ever heard of Uranus Strikes before. I came across it quite by accident. I imagine that's the only way to come across something like this. So, hope you guys have enjoyed. This has been the Starving Martian, reminding you, as always, to keep watching the skies. Bye.